Part 4 begins where Part 3 ended. A confident, bold 3-year-old with visual impairment striding back to class with something to say.
Our work boxes?
You did.
What are you doing?
I got here.
You got here? That's awesome. Welcome.
Audrina.
We're going to finish our work boxes and go to the park in a few minutes.
Standing tall, a skip in her step, she begins to angle past her teacher to join her peers when...
Can I take this off?
What are you working on?
Where are we going to put it on? Where are we going to put it?
This is a question that Audrina has never asked about her long cane. Why do teachers take canes away when students enter their classrooms? Perhaps it's because her teachers see no benefit to using the long cane.
There you go, dude. All right, come on over here, friend. Oh, we've got some stuff in your work box chair, but I'll go get your work box.
Perhaps it's because Audrina appears to be no safer when she's using it than when she's not.
Anna, go tell her. Go
Okay,
tell
so
her.
let's go get our jackets, Jacob. We're gonna go to the park.
I can't do anything about
Get
it.
out.
It's easy to see that her cane tip is rarely in front of her next step. In other words, when the cane is far to the left, behind her, or off the ground, it cannot warn her about the obstacles that are directly in her
Take it
path.
off. We're gonna keep it on when we go to the park.
Audrina's cane tip is so rarely in the right place at the right time that when her cane tip does warn her, she doesn't stop or change direction. Instead, she steps over her cane, ignoring its warning. Audrina appears to be trying to use her vision for safe mobility. The vivacious girl who is wearing her cane and asking questions has become a quiet, reserved child who is intently focused on her path of travel. Without consistent, reliable, visual or tactile next step warning, she is moving through space with very little confidence in her next step. Until today, lack of next step warning is all Audrina has ever known.
You're hot already? The sun's pretty warm. If you want to take your jacket off, we can throw it in the wagon.
Your cane to the right, Audrina.
Audrina's O&M
Feel that
teacher
drop off?
attempts to address Audrina's unsafe cane skills through prompting. Audrina is repeatedly verbally and physically
walking.
prompted to
We
keep
have a long way to
walking,
go.
and she is repeatedly verbally prompted to use her
on
long
going,
cane
Anna.
correctly.
Remember, you have to stop and use that monocular. You hear Miss Ulma? Slide and drop. Slide and drop. Slide. Slide, drop. Keep walking while you do that. Slide and drop.
That was a dingy. I can't hold my cane. My hands are too full.
Are you hot in that thing? Keep going, Audrina.
Can I wear it? I like to wear it. That monocular.
The children far ahead of Audrina are able to use their vision for safe mobility. And there's a noticeable difference in the content of the teacher's language. The children who are at the intersection are learning new words and discussing street crossing concepts. Audrina has not spoken much, and when the teachers
All right, friends,
do,
let's get a move on.
they focus on the cane position and in prompting her to travel
We have
faster.
some hangry kids here.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Well, let's get to the park. Hey, Jackie's gonna take us on a new route, though. Let's get Miss Jackie to tell us
No
where we're going.
cars. No cars.
No cars? Did you look left? Did you look right?
No. Walk in the street when you're walking in.
Walk fast when you're walking the street so you don't get hit by a car.
Purpose. Chain in front. Thank you. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Purpose. Purpose. Purpose.
Audrina learns of a path change in texture and slope only when her foot lands on top of it.
Audrina, where does your cane go?
Over here.
Okay. Let's go. You might have to tap it up the ramp. Where'd your friend
Audrina's
go?
vision is further
There you
challenged,
go. Come on.
walking directly into the morning sun.
What are those? Wood chips?
It's gravel. Come on. It's the same gravel you see every time. Grass.
What is this?
Hydrant. Look, your friends are all waiting for you, darling.
Can we practice our big steps, Audrina? There we go.
All right.
What is this?
You're in a car.
No.
Listen, you have to listen for you.
No. Safe to go across? Take your crossing. Go straight across. Fast. Cross. Big steps fast. You got the ball as you're running. All right, friends. You see me across the street?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to make a straight line when it's clear. When Miss Jackie says it's clear.
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 Okay.
Nice, quick walking, Ethan. That's perfect. Walking quickly, Elliot. Not running. Nice, Audrina. Oh, walk fast. Running can be unsafe in the street. Keep coming. Come. Keep going until you're out of the street. Keep going. Keep going until you find the curb or the truncated domes. Yeah, there's a plant there, so. But that's all right. You can walk through the plant to make sure you get out of the street. Nice. Perfect. All right.
Where's the playground?
We're getting there.
It's so far.
All right, look
It's
left.
as far as it is every time. Where's my line leader?
None of Audrina's classmates are using the long cane correctly. However, they all appear to have sufficient vision to navigate their environment, and that's why they're much quicker on the path.
Look left. All right, let's cross as a group.
Where's the
Steps.
group?
Let's cross as a group. Big steps, Audrina. Big steps.
Once again, Audrina is bringing up the rear.
Steps, Audrina.
The students in the lead are getting the lesson, and Audrina is showing up at the tail end or late and not able to participate.
The open space trail.
Why is it bother me?
Because we're not racing in the streets. That's not safe.
In front, Audrina, find the truncated domes. And you're on the sidewalk.
Wow, what color are they?
Yellow.
Yellow flower.
All right, ready, set, go. Big steps, big giant steps. Flower bush. Does it smell good?
Wow, me too.
Yeah. Smells good.
Do they have hair?
They're little petals.
What are these?
Come on, Audrina.
Flowers? They're flowers. Look at flower bush. Oh,
Your cane in front.
I see some more.
There's lots up here.
What is these?
Show you.
Jackie, is this where you cross?
Yeah.
Hey guys, keep walking.
Big steps, Audrina. Cane in front.
Audrina's teachers decide to use these wide open spaces as an opportunity to check the children's functional vision.
Waving, yeah, nice job.
And we're walking to the right. You want to go down that drop off? Go down there.
All right.
Big drop off. Stay on the sidewalk.
Audrina, what color shirt am I wearing?
Can you stay on the sidewalk? Amy?
What? A dark one?
Can you stay on the sidewalk, Amy?
Audrina's same age peers have outpaced her. They are far ahead, and the only real difference between them is they have next step warning, and she does not.
Miss Jackie's gonna go get your new cane and see how it changes. So how do you walk on gravel when your cane doesn't roll across it?
Right here.
Well, are you going that direction? You can follow Danielle, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can follow Danielle who's videoing you to go straight. She's going down the path, but I want to see how you use your cane going across all this
Audrina
rocky,
is a
rocky
lovely little
trail.
girl who, if she could comply and use the cane correctly, sweeping it back and forth with each step, I am sure she would. But one must concede that after all of the prompting throughout this entire lesson, her mobility is no safer now than it was at the beginning of the lesson. Her cane is simply not providing her with consistent tactile next step warning.
Okay, where's your cane go, love? Thank you. Okay, come in.
It would appear that, as far as Audrina's teachers are concerned, Audrina's faulty cane technique, her slow pace, and lack of next step warning have just become a part of who Audrina is, and not seen as a problem that needs an immediate solution.
You feel how it goes down a little bit? That's not the path. You're supposed to follow Danielle, remember? Whoa, see? There's rocks there.
No matter that it's a bright sunny day, Audrina's visual impairment is such that she has no visual next step
You know,
warning.
you're doing a much better job keeping your cane in front of you on this train than you do on the sidewalk.
It is not enough that Audrina maintains the cane in front of her
Keep
sometimes.
following Danielle, and then Jackie brought your new cane that we can try on this. Do you want to try it on the gravel? Yeah, I think that'd be
As a
awesome.
child with a significant visual impairment, she needs consistent tactile next step warning all of the
Follow
time.
Danielle. Don't trip on those rocks.
There's nothing about Audrina's pace that says happy, healthy 3-year-old.
All right, love you. There's Miss Jackie.
Yeah, Trina.
And I'll hold you on cane while you step into your new cane.
Audrina easily gives up the long cane and dons the wearable cane. To see how Audrina navigates this path with a wearable cane, watch part 5.